From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Good morning to you and welcome to Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Megan Shen. Time now is 5 o'clock here on your Friday morning, Rafael.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez with your headlines on this January the 15th. As he prepares to take office, President-elect Joe Biden now outlining his plan, he says, that will beat COVID-19. What he wants to do to speed up those vaccinations as well as help the economy.
This pandemic has created major challenges for daycares. How a new resource is helping support those facilities across Indiana.
And a new downtown yoga studio is starting up despite the pandemic. Our own Kelsey Anderson shows us their journey to open and offer new jobs. Here at 5 o'clock, I want to thank you for joining our team on Good Morning Indiana. We have some changes in your forecast as we head into your Friday and your weekend. Some more on that. Let's check in with Todd Clausen. Hey, Todd.
Yeah, you know, it's been pretty decent here for mid-January the past couple days. Temperatures in the 40s. Well, we're going to kind of transition now back to more of a winter-like pattern. We're still in the mid to upper 30s right now, which is good because we've had some precipitation come through here this morning, and it's been all rain for the most part because these temperatures are where they are at here this morning. You can see the clouds, and there's a little bit of a shine on the ground there because of some rain showers that are still stretching here from Indy back up towards Lafayette. More substantial or steadier rain is off to the east, but it's still very light. That band of rain will be pushing off into Ohio here shortly, but all this is going to rotate through our area as we work throughout not only today but the next couple days. We won't see any of the heavier snow like they're seeing in parts of Iowa, but we will start to get into the snow shower activity, and that begins as we get into the afternoon. I think the morning hours today are pretty quiet, just mostly cloudy skies, but look for some snow showers and snow squalls to develop later on today. The main impact, reduced visibility, Lauren, on the roadways.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's get a check of traffic though at this hour, and this is a live look right now from our camera here at I-65 and I-465 on the south side. Things are picking up and traveling up to speed. No delays to slow you down, but of course we'll keep a close eye on your roads all morning long. We'll let you know if there are any trouble spots you should avoid. Megan.
Thanks, Lauren. This morning, a look at the latest on the COVID-19 spread here in the Hoosier State. The State Department of Health reports 4,411 new cases of the virus. More than 578,000 total cases have been reported so far. 40 more Hoosiers have died with the disease. More than 8,800 deaths have been reported since the pandemic began, Rafael.
And of course, the virus is top of mind here in Indiana, and with less than a week before the inauguration, President-elect Joe Biden, Lauren, is unveiling his plan, a plan that he says will beat COVID-19.
And Rafael, that includes money for vaccination efforts and bigger stimulus checks for Americans. ABC's Alex Perche breaks down the nearly $2 trillion proposal.
With 5 days to go before the inauguration, President-elect Biden is unveiling his plan to fight COVID-19.
My first appearance before a joint session of Congress, I will lay out my Build Back Better recovery plan.
The nearly $2 trillion proposal calls for new $1,400 stimulus payments to most Americans, plus $130 billion to reopen schools and $160 billion to build a national vaccine program and boost testing.
Countless families and friends left behind with unrelenting grief and guilt, anger and frustration. And the emptiness felt by the loss of life is compounded by the loss of our way of life.
It comes as hospitals beg for backup. In Los Angeles County, 1 in 3 people now have contracted COVID. Ambulances gridlocked outside the ER. Inside, gurneys one behind another. But at this field hospital, built in just 5 days, the only thing missing is oxygen.
We need a large quantity of oxygen at all times, constantly. We can't ever run out, because if we run out,
they could die.
The nation's death toll is now approaching 400,000. Last week's toll was 25% higher than at any other time during the pandemic. Amid the crush of patients, a rush to vaccinate. But some cities warn they're running out of doses.
We don't have enough supply to go beyond phase 1.
The shortage forcing some cities to slow the vaccine rollout to lower risk people. And in areas where shots are in stock, appointments are not.
There was not 1 ounce of availability on any site.
Alex Perche, ABC News, New York.
Daycare is a lifeline for many working parents, especially during this time when having older relatives babysit can be risky. But many childcare facilities are having a hard time staying open. Now, a new website is helping support and strengthen childcare operations across the state. It's called the Indiana Early Learning Hub, and this website is a one-stop shop. They have resources to help with everything, including handbooks, budgeting, hiring, and even discounts on supplies. Sybil Stanton is the director of the Vine Early Learning Center in Northeast Indiana. She says this type of assistance ultimately serves kids and families.
Kids need us and they're vulnerable. And it is about the hub, but it's not, because if we're giving good instruction and we're organizing our facilities so that we can best serve the kids and ultimately the parents and then the community, it's not just affecting the kids.
The hub is also partnering with 12 child care providers in the area with high risk for infant mortality. We have more about the Indiana Learning Hub on our website. That's WRTV.com.
It is 5:06 on your Friday as hundreds of businesses have closed over the last year impacted by the pandemic. Other entrepreneurs are actually opening up shop for the first time. Our own Kelsey Anderson spoke to a woman who's been waiting nearly a year to open her yoga studio in the heart of downtown.
Well, yoga has seen a big boom over the last year because of the peace it can bring to your mental health and overall stress. And that's why the owner of Yoga 6 in the Bottleworks district is excited to finally open her doors. Shay Rankin owns Yoga 6 Indianapolis. It's an all-inclusive hot yoga studio that she says provides a full sensory experience with lights and music that change throughout class to set the mood.
You know, were construction delays, and then we've really struggled with grassroots marketing has been the biggest hurdle. Just not with much going on, we're not able to get into the community. That's been the hardest part. So when I pulled the trigger last year, over a year ago, you know, I was supposed to open in March. So here we are in December, so the delay has been happening for a while.
Because we are the Hiring Hoosiers station, I asked the folks at the Bottleworks district about possible careers. Right now, they have several job openings, and if you're interested in bringing your business to the district, they have several vacant spaces available. For more information on that, head to this story on the WRTV News app. Rankin says they are holding a special VIP weekend this weekend for all of their members, but they're hoping starting on Monday, they'll be able to start their first week of full classes. And for the first week, she says they'll be free. For more information, head over to WRTV.com. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. Hiring Hoosiers, as you know, is our commitment here at WRTV to connect you to jobs every single day. So let's begin that connection right now. Meyer is now hiring for its new location in Westfield. The company is looking for 250 workers to fill positions in all departments. That includes clerks, cake decorators, meat cutters, and more. The new store is being built on West Spring Mill Point Drive. That's near State Road 32. You can apply right now online through their website at jobs.meyer.com. We also learned that the non-for-profit group New Hope of Indiana is looking to hire several dozen people. New Hope provides services and support to Hoosiers with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Now, the majority of the 50 open positions are in group homes in Indianapolis and Hamilton County. The immediate need is for workers who will assist clients with some fun activities as well as those daily tasks such as bathing and dressing, cooking and eating. If you're interested in any of these positions and applying in these great jobs, look for this story right now on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. But first, let's check on your local forecast. And Todd Clauston, I have 2 kids heading off to college east. I need some good weather this morning. Help me out.
You know, it's not bad this morning. It's going to be better this morning than it is going to be later on this afternoon. This morning, there are some showers out there still right now. Temperatures are in the 30s. Coming home, though, we're dealing with some snow squalls across parts of the area. The main issue with the snow squalls, as I'll show you, is going to be visibility. Here's the storm system. This band of rain, Raphael, you mentioned east. That is going to continue in an easterly direction, but it's on the warm side of this system, so it's just some light rain showers. The backside of the system obviously is colder with the snow. And you notice these snow showers developing in central Illinois. These will be rotating through as we work our way into the afternoon hours. So a snow squall, it's not going to put down a lot in the way of snow. We're talking an inch or less, and it's going to be spotty. The biggest issue, the brief, intense, and quick intensity of the snow, and then the quick change in visibility. So it's a more of an issue if you're driving on the roads, especially at higher speeds on the interstate. We'll time it all out for you coming up in Maine weather here in just a couple minutes.
Thanks, Todd. President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration is now 5 days away. The latest security measures being taken to prevent more violence in D.C.
And Purdue continuing their streak in a major rivalry game against IU. Our own Brad Brown is breaking down that big game. We'll have that plus more news, weather, and traffic just after the break. Stick around.
The car you want, the way you want.
Barriers.
Welcome back. More preparations are being made ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration week. Raphael.
It is a big event, and while banners are going up and barriers are set up, more security is being put in place, of course, because of this big event. Thousands of National Guardsmen are part of the effort as more planned protests are likely in the nation's capital. The inauguration is already scaled down because of COVID-19, but part of the security concerns have led officials to close places like the National Mall. In fact, the National Guard has put up fencing and barricades that the public can't access that area. Normally, thousands of people gather there to watch the swearing in. The event will instead be virtual and also be broadcast on television. Lauren?
Well, Raphael, major airlines are also increasing safety measures by temporarily banning firearms in checked bags on flights heading for D.C. Delta CEO says the gun ban for flights will begin this weekend and continue through next week. The only exception is for law enforcement. American, United, Alaska, Southwest, Frontier, and Spirit quickly followed Delta's lead and have also issued similar bans.
Lauren, some big-name stars will be headlining Joe Biden's swearing-in ceremony. The Presidential Inauguration Committee announced Lady Gaga will sing the national anthem. She campaigned for him during the general election, and there will also be a musical performance by Jennifer Lopez, Demi Lovato, Jon Bon Jovi, and Justin Timberlake, who will perform on the special live TV event hosted by actor Tom Hanks. It will air live on Wednesday at 8 p.m. right here on WRTV. Time now is 5:15. Let's get a look at the weather with Tal Klassen.
All right, I'm going to start you off with a view of downtown as you look off to the west here, and I decided to show you this for a couple reasons. One, you can see a little bit of sheen on the roadways. There's been some light rain showers out there, but visibility is not an issue right now as we work our way into the afternoon and evening hours. Not necessarily pinpointing downtown Indianapolis for these snow squalls to move through, but there will be some snow squalls moving through at times, and that will reduce the visibility very, very quickly, and that's probably my biggest concern here weather-wise for you heading into the latter half of the afternoon and evening. Temperatures right now are still all above freezing as we work our way throughout the day. For the most part, our temperatures will stay above freezing. The first half of the day is just mostly cloudy with temperatures getting close to 40 degrees. And then once we get into the afternoon hours and into the evening, that's when we're going to start to bring some of these snow squalls and snow showers into the area. We had this band of rain that went across parts of the area this morning. It's now, as you see here, making its way off into Ohio with some rain and some snow showers over in the Richmond area, some rain showers back towards Muncie as well. And that's just about it. I think most of the morning here is going to be pretty quiet, but you do already see some snow showers and some snow squalls getting together across parts of Illinois. This is all going to have to rotate through, and it's all part of this really big storm system that is off to our west. The heaviest of the snow and the blizzard warnings are in Iowa. I don't think we ever get into that. We're just kind of dealing with more in the way of snow shower activity off and on, but it's through today, it's into Saturday, and it's into Sunday as well. Now today, everything as far as the snow goes is going to be very isolated. That's the key word here. Not everybody's going to see these snow showers and snow squalls as they make their way through the area. So don't be shocked if you don't see a flake today, but some of you will get multiple rounds of these snow showers coming through, and you see just how spotty they are on TrueCast. And as we push into the day tomorrow, you see more snow showers will rotate through, maybe mixing with some rain showers tomorrow afternoon as temperatures get a little bit above freezing. evening, and then more snow showers in the forecast heading into the day on Saturday. I'm really not concerned about the potential for accumulation. Most areas are an inch or less, and you see on my snowfall forecast here how spotty it is. Here's a couple tenths of an inch, Columbus, Rushville, up around 1 inch. I'm not pinpointing an inch in those specific areas. I'm just saying that there could be areas that see no snow at all, and then some areas see maybe up to an inch. It's not a big snow maker for us whatsoever, but I think visibilities as some of these snow squalls come through will be the bigger issue on the roadways later on today and into the next coming days. Once we get to next week, there's another storm system we'll have to watch for Tuesday with rain and snow potentially heading our way. But the roadways here this morning, Lauren, no snow yet, just a little wet in spots.
All right, Todd, I did see some wet roads on my commute into work this morning. It wasn't slick or anything, so that is good news. We're keeping you updated, though, on traffic as you're heading out on the roads. Right now, we're not monitoring any crashes around the metro area, and that is good news this morning. Also, we mentioned earlier some construction at MLK and I-65. That is also wrapped up, so we'll keep you updated if there are any problems you need to avoid. But right now, it's pretty quiet out there for your Friday.
Thanks, Lauren. Well, a big game for Indiana basketball last night. Purdue is continuing their big win streak against their Indiana rivals. It is the Boilermakers' 8th victory in a row versus IU. Our Brad Brown breaks down the game and upcoming challenges both teams face.
It was obvious from the moment you walked into Assembly Hall that the night was going to be different. Cardboard cutouts outnumbered warm bodies by about 8-1, roughly 200 people in attendance. But once IU and Purdue tip it off, the game becomes a night unto its own. A nearly frantic pace early, the Hoosiers went with a strong dose of Trace Jackson Davis. He scored 8 of their first 10 points, had to sit midway through the first half with foul trouble, though, did not play the final 9 minutes. Purdue was building a lead with some great outside shooting. They hit 6 of their first 7 shots from three-point range. Jaden Ivey's triple gave them a 29-17 advantage and forced an IU timeout.
All of our players, all of our guards, were just able to get in the rhythm. It started, in the first half, we were able to, get to the basket and, get those easy threes.
We had sets that we knew we were going to run against them. And then, Coach Schurz threw some other sets in there that we just executed.
Armand Franklin was back in the lineup for IU. He hit a runner at the halftime buzzer. Franklin fouled out but finished the game with 14 points. Purdue with a 4-point edge at the break.
When the team sees them go in, they get confident. And then, they got their big guys going and offensive rebounds and things like that. So we just got to come out, play harder in like the first 8 minutes of the game, set the tone.
Jackson Davis got back in action and kept the offense churning for IU. Another basket with a foul kept Indiana within 1 possession. Trace finished with a game-high 25 points. The second half saw Trevion Williams show why he's one of the Big Ten's premier players. Time and time again, Purdue got it to their big man. The lead went from 3 to 8 to 10. Williams ended up with a 22-point, 10-rebound performance.
We just kept it simple. I got in the post. If they don't double, I score. That's coach's rule. When you're one-on-one, you score. The more I keep it simple and get to my move, more, it opens the pass for other players.
Once again, it felt like Purdue simply outplayed IU. 81-69 when it was all done, as they continued their now 5-year dominance in the rivalry.
You face good defensive teams, which Michigan State is, and obviously Indiana is, but you're not going to get a lot of cracks at it. But when you do, you got to be ready to shoot the ball. And I thought tonight, our guys stepped up.
We had no answer. We couldn't really get it, other than maybe one stretch with about the last 8 minutes of the first half where I thought our ball pressure got up. We created some deflections, started to get back in the game that way. But for a good portion of this game, our offense scored. And, at the end of the day, we just could not get stops.
The win is Purdue's 8th straight in this series. In the long history between these two teams, they've only done that twice previously. It's their 5th straight win here in Bloomington. The last time they did that was 1923. The teams will have the return meeting on March 6th in West Lafayette. At Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Brad, thank you so much. COVID concerns are also impacting now the Indy Fuel. Today and Saturday's home games against the Wheeling Nailers are being postponed. This after the Nailers had multiple confirmed cases of COVID-19. The games are being rescheduled for April the 2nd and April the 3rd. The Fuel says fans who have tickets can keep them for those dates and then show up, of course, and cheer on the Indy Fuel. Lauren?
All right, Raphael. Well, a Girl Scouts Adorable Cookies sales pitch is now going viral. Her they're sales savvy you just can't say no to. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us.
WRTV.
Many of us enjoy purchasing a couple boxes of Girl Scout cookies, Raphael,
Yes.
but one Arizona first grader sales pitch is undeniable. Oh my.
And Megan, it was all caught on a neighbor's doorbell camera and has since gone viral. Please take a look at this.
Would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? Or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? What's your favorite color? Because the boxes are those colors.
So that was 6-year-old Allie Schroyer. Her mom posted the video to social media, and Allie's cookie sales, of course, have skyrocketed. She sold 200 in the first 24 hours, and that was not at Todd Clausen's home. But if you do knock on Todd Clausen's door, he will buy a couple, and I will match whatever he buys, because Girl Scout cookies have no calories, Todd.
No calories.
No calories.
Oh,
No.
perfect. Let's just buy all the cookies, Raphael, and we'll put a dent in them. That's for sure. All right, outside right now, we're dealing with some rain showers moving through. You see that band of rain now pushing into Ohio. Then there's snow showers off to our west, and we'll kind of transition into more of a snow shower pattern as we work our way into the afternoon hours. I think most of the morning here is just mostly cloudy. Don't be shocked, though, if a few snow showers do sneak into western locations this morning. And then the better chance for the snow showers is going to be throughout the afternoon hours. Today, visibility is the biggest concern as these snow showers move through. Any accumulation be an inch or less. We'll break down the snow showers for today and for the weekend, as well as your news headlines coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues here at 5:30.
At 10 on WRTV. From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now at 5:30, President-elect Joe Biden laying out his plans for the country and how to take on the pandemic. Details on what he's proposing and how your family will be affected.
Another new business is opening in the Bottle Works district here in Indianapolis. Our Kelsey Anderson shows us their journey to open, their hopes to serve the community, as well as to hire Hoosiers. From our family to yours, thank you for joining us here on Good Morning Indiana. And Todd Clausen, I have a request this morning. I have kids heading back to college. They're going to be on the road today. So can you maybe, some weather after 1 o'clock? Is that possible?
Well, you said they're heading east, right? So they're going to kind of, as long as they don't stop too often, Raphael, they'll outpace the snow, I think, as it starts to make its way towards our area. Temperatures right now are above freezing. We are in the mid to upper 30s, so that's good news. And we've had our first band of precipitation move through, and as you head east, this is what they're going to have to contend with, Raphael. It's just this little thin band of some rain and now changing over to some snow, but with the temperatures above freezing, it shouldn't cause any issues on the roadways. And then there's a few hit or miss showers here or there across central Indiana, but as you look in Illinois, there's some snow showers starting to develop. A lot of these are going to bypass us to the north, so I think more so this afternoon, we're going to see some of this snow shower activity head in our direction. We're not going to get into that steady snow that they have. Everything is hit or miss as far as these snow showers go. Some of you probably don't even see a snow shower throughout the entire day, and then some of you may see multiple snow showers. It's just kind of the pattern that we are in. The biggest issue with these snow showers would be reduced visibility on the roadways. You see temperatures this afternoon are still going to be in the mid-30s, so that should help the roads. As some of these snow showers come through, though, we could see some minor accumulation on the grassy areas, Lauren, but even if you do see some snow, generally an inch or less.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a look at the roads right now. Our INDOT traffic camera here on I-465 in Washington Street. This is over on the east side of town. You can see some headlights moving across your screen, both northbound and southbound. Things are traveling up to speed. No delays to slow you down, but of course we'll keep you updated. Here at 5:32, we are learning more about how President-elect Joe Biden plans to tackle the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Yesterday, he unveiled his American Rescue Plan.
That's right, Lauren. The plan's estimated to cost $1.9 trillion. That's with a T. And here's what it includes. Bigger stimulus checks for people, more aid for people who are unemployed or facing eviction, raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and additional support for small businesses, states, and local governments. It also includes increased funding for vaccinations and testing, plus more support to keep schools open.
I have to move heaven and earth to get more people vaccinated, to create more places for them to get vaccinated. We'll also do everything we can to keep our educators and students safe, to safely reopen a majority of our K through 8 schools by the end of the first 100 days. That means more testing and transportation, additional cleaning and sanitizing services in those schools, protective equipment and ventilation systems in those schools.
Also, more than 11 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine have been given to the U.S., and just over 1.3 million Americans have gotten both shots.
Megan, the pandemic continues to hurt Hoosier and American families. Let's take a look at the big number. 965,000 people nationwide right now have filed for first-time unemployment benefits just last week. Here at home, nearly 14,800 people filed for initial unemployment claims the week ending January the 2nd. And that's according to the Department of Labor. And the following week, about 4,000 more people filed those first-time claims. That means the week that ended January the 9th, more than 18,800 people in Indiana filed first-time unemployment claims. Of course, we are working for you every single day, and WRTV continues to get answers to your questions about the unemployment system. A spokesperson with the Department of Workforce Development tells us that people who are eligible for payments through the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, the PUA, will start getting those payments by the end of the month. We're told those benefits will be retroactive back to January the 2nd. We'll stay on top of any changes and bring you the very latest on this developing story, both on air as well as online. Lauren?
It is 5:35, Raphael. As hundreds of businesses have had to close over this past year, impacted by the pandemic, other entrepreneurs, well, they're opening up shop for the very first time. Our own Kelsey Anderson spoke to a woman who's been waiting nearly a year to open this yoga studio in the heart of downtown Indy. Kelsey?
Well, yoga has seen a big boom over the last year because of the peace it can bring to your mental health and overall stress. And that's why the owner of Yoga 6 in the Bottleworks district is excited to finally open her doors. Shay Rankin owns Yoga 6 Indianapolis. She says she decided to jump into this new business opportunity over a year ago. She says opening up shop during the pandemic has had many struggles, including opening nearly 10 months after her expected date because of construction delays. She says another hurdle they had to overcome was not being able to do grassroots marketing. But nevertheless, she's excited to open her doors to the public next week.
Yeah, so Yoga 6, the concept is an all-inclusive, accessible yoga style. So with our special language formula, Y6 language formula, somebody can walk in from anywhere and take one of our classes and not be intimidated, and we guide you through the process. So it's just, you know, and then it's a full sensory experience. So with the lights, the music, the heat, we have cool towels afterwards with some lavender on it. It's kind of bougie. Yeah, it's an awesome experience.
Because we are the Hiring Hoosiers station, I asked the folks at the Bottleworks district about possible careers. Right now, they have several job openings, and if you're interested in bringing your business to the district, they have several vacant spaces available. For more information on that, head to this story on the WRTV News app. Rankin says they are holding a special VIP weekend this weekend for all of their members, but they're hoping starting on Monday, they'll be able to start their first week of full classes. And for the first week, she says they'll be free. For more information, head over to WRTV.com. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. A Noblesville not-for-profit is working to enrich the lives of young people with intellectual or developmental disabilities. The not-for-profit, called Same As You, it opened its doors just 1 year ago today. The founders say their goal is to provide an education and really a sense of community for adults with disabilities. They believe there's a lack of programming for this group after they age out of public schools. They add having a place like this provides a sense of purpose.
These students, although their lives are very different, they have the same desires and the same wants as anyone else. Disability or not, they deserve to have a bountiful life, and so that's what we are providing for them at Same As You. Yeah.
And Jennifer, thank you for all the work you do. The non-for-profit opened 1 year ago with only 6 students, and now it serves 26 students. We have more information about Same As You on our website, WRTV.com. Lauren?
Raphael, here in the crossroads of America, interstates come in all different shapes, sizes, directions, traffic patterns. But do some central Indiana roads come with a fancier feel in different parts of town? Well, if you ask Zach Huffman, he's a Southside resident, the answer is yes. He says the north side of Indianapolis gets extra care while other parts of town get the short end of the stick from INDOT. So, of course, we reached out about his concerns to INDOT, and they say that's not the case. A spokesperson says each county gives input on what type of decor they want on their interstates, and the Marion County opted for a standard uniform look. That's because the county has to pay for the optional decorations and maintenance. Still, Huffman says he's hoping some of the artistic beauty that makes cities like Fishers and Martinsville unique will make its way right here to Marion County.
Indianapolis is the crossroads of America. It would be amazing to see all of the overpasses, all of the city areas, especially in Marion County and here in Indianapolis, to look beautiful and have some sort of decoration to them, something that makes the city inviting, make the city look good.
DPW encourages residents to stay involved and give their input during the design stages of projects. All right, if you are heading out on the roads, Todd, we do have some stuff moving your way right now. It could be some rain, it could be some snow flurries, right?
Yeah, you know, you're going to just need to use caution if you're going to be on the roadways, especially the interstate as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. Not so much for snow accumulation, that should be very light. But the visibility is going to be the big issue. We've had some rain showers move through, and you notice that change over to a little bit of snow there in Richmond right now, but that's basically starting to make its way out of the area. Then you look back off to the west, and you see some spotty rain and snow showers here. Crawfordsville to Lafayette, this band of snow is getting ready to make its way from Crawfordsville to Lafayette to the north, but there's more off to our west. This is a big storm system. It's a slow-moving storm system as well, so we are going to be dealing with the potential for reduced visibility on the roadways. At times, it's going to be hit or miss. Today, tomorrow, and even into the day on Sunday. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your main weather forecast in just a few minutes.
They were screaming out, kill him with his own gun.
A Washington police officer is opening up about what he went through while trying to protect the U.S. Capitol. His story straight ahead.
A story that we all need to hear, Megan, and some grocery store chains are hoping to get their employees vaccinated much quicker. What they're offering now, that story coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana.
We may be able to help.
I was just, trying to fight as best I could. I remember guys were stripping me of my gear. These are rioters, pulling my badge off my chest. They ripped my radio off my vest, started pulling ammunition magazines from their holder on my belt. And then some guys started getting a hold of my gun, and they were screaming out, kill him with his own gun.
This morning, we're hearing the chilling first-hand account from police officers who were attacked by rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol building. Officer Michael Fanone says he usually works as a plainclothes narcotics officer, but when he heard the commotion at the Capitol, he put on his uniform and sprang into action, Raphael.
We just heard from a hero, Megan, and soon after responding to that scene, Officer Fanone says the crowd simply just overtook him. That's when he found himself on the ground as a group stripped him of his police gear. The officer also says at one point he considered using his gun, but he knew he did not have enough ammunition. He reports seeing rioters use weapons like batons as well as tear gas.
They had pipes and different metal objects, batons, some of which I think they had taken from law enforcement personnel. They were striking us with those. And then it was just the sheer number of rioters. I mean, the force that was coming from that side, it was difficult to offer any resistance when you're only about 30 guys going up against 15,000. I mean, it was like real life 300 without the six-pack abs.
Officer Fanone says eventually he tried to appeal to the group's humanity by yelling that he has kids. When he did that, a smaller group of people formed a circle around him for protection. Officer Fanone spent a day and a half in the hospital. He suffered a mild heart attack, and despite all of that, he's still on sick leave, and he says that he plans to return to duty if anything happens during Inauguration Day back at the nation's capital. Lauren?
And Raphael, that inauguration is just days away, and with threats of violence, thousands of National Guard troops here are stationed in D.C. And so yesterday, Vice President Mike Pence made a surprise visit to the troops stationed at the Capitol to thank them for their service. This was the first time he's been to the Capitol complex since January 6th, and that's when he was whisked away from the building during that riot. He then returned to oversee the certification of the electoral results. Speaking to the Guardsmen, Pence recalled the time he spent as governor of the state of Indiana.
Former governor, I'm your vice president, but I used to be a governor, so I got a special place in my heart for our National Guard. Thank you all for stepping forward to serve your country. Thank you for stepping forward to provide security here in our nation's capital at such an important time in the life of our nation. Have a safe inauguration, and I just wanted to stop out today to say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for stepping forward, and just God bless you in the days ahead. And it's been my great honor to serve as your vice president.
The vice president is expected to attend the inauguration with his wife.
The FBI is keeping a close eye on social media leading up to Inauguration Day, Lauren. The agency's director says they've been analyzing talk of armed riots and protests at state capitals in particular. The challenging part is determining which comments could be a real threat and which ones are just online chatter. The FBI says it's communicating with other law enforcement agencies about its findings. Authorities hope online monitoring will help prevent any violent protests like we saw at the U.S. Capitol last week. Raphael.
Megan, now let's take you out to the West Coast. A brush fire threatening homes in central California. These are the Ventura County firefighters. They're battling a 250-acre fire in Thousand Oaks, which is about 40 miles just from downtown Los Angeles. The hillside brush fire broke out overnight, prompting the evacuation of more than 70 homes just so far. Crews say that the dry winds and the warm temperatures are increasing the risk of that fire spreading. As of this morning, the good news, no injuries have been reported.
Taking you back here to the Midwest, Raphael, Iowa and North Dakota seeing lots of snow and ice here. Blizzard warnings in effect for western Iowa. Although large snow totals are not expected, wind gusts there of more than 50 miles an hour are making for some really difficult driving conditions. In North Dakota, Interstate 94 is snowy and ice covered, and that's causing semis to jackknife and set off a chain reaction here. You're looking at some video of one incident, and luckily no one was hurt. And as we're heading out on the roads today and over the weekend, people need to be careful.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have snow showers here in central Indiana. We're never going to be into a prolonged period of steady snow. They're just going to be these intense, quick-moving patches of snow, really, that are going to be making their way through the area. And I think they'll kind of ramp up here as we get into the afternoon hours. Now, there's a little bit of patchy snow and some rain showers I'll show you on radar out there this morning. But overall, this morning, it's mostly cloudy. Some snow showers develop in the afternoon, and then this evening, some snow squalls. The difference is the intensity. With the snow squalls, visibility changes a lot quicker, and it gets reduced a lot more than just some general snow showers moving through the area. You see, right now, visibility is not an issue for us. Your morning commute should be just fine, with temperatures that are sitting above freezing in all locations, with the exception of Richmond, which is right at freezing at 32 degrees, 35 in Greencastle and Bloomington, 36 right now in Indy. And these temperatures, as we work our way throughout the day, are going to stay above freezing for the most part. As we get into the evening hours, they'll start to drop below freezing. Most of the snow that comes down during the daytime hours will reduce visibility, maybe stick on the grassy areas, but the roads should be okay with temperatures close to 40 degrees. But as soon as the sun starts to set and we get closer to freezing, if your travel plans take you out during the evening hours, then you have to look out for not only the reduced visibility, but also the potential for slick spots on the roadways. Here's the first band of rain and snow that went through. That's now pushing off into Ohio. We have some spotty rain showers here across Lafayette, just north of Indy as well, and then snow showers in Illinois. Most of these snow showers should rotate up towards the Lafayette area and then into the Monticello and northwest Indiana part of the state. But there's plenty more off to our west, and this is a slow-moving system that's going to be heading in our direction over the course of the next couple days. Now, some of you will go through the day without even seeing a flake of snow. It's just how the system is set up and what we're dealing with. And you notice how spotty everything is here throughout the afternoon and into the evening hours. But there will be some intense bursts of snow coming through at times. I wouldn't, when I look at TrueCast here, say, oh, at 3:30 in the morning, there's there's going to be this band of snow heading towards Indianapolis. I don't think it's going to set up exactly like this with the placement, what you see right now. I just want to give you the idea that everything's going to be spotty and moving through at different times. So some of you, again, will see a little bit of snow. Some of you won't. More snow showers in the forecast for the day tomorrow. Tomorrow's a little colder, so tomorrow's a little better chance of these snow showers sticking on the roads and causing maybe a few more slick spots. But again, the accumulation, generally an inch or less for most of us across the area. There will probably be a couple areas that get into multiple rounds of snow showers the next couple days, Lauren, that maybe pick up a little more than an inch of snow. But I think, again, visibility is going to be our bigger issue. And then another weak storm system heads our way Tuesday of next week with a high of 39 degrees.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We're keeping a close eye on your roads this morning. You can see traffic here on the south side is traveling smoothly, I-65 and I-465. Just keep in mind as you're traveling out there, as you're heading southbound on I-65 between Edgewood Avenue and Southport Road, so just south of this camera here, we do have that long-term road construction splitting traffic off into two directions. So you'll want to be careful in that area. That project was scheduled to last through May 15th. We'll keep you updated, Megan.
Good heads up. Thanks, Lauren. Well, some grocery companies are promising their workers extra cash if they get vaccinated. Instacart says it will give a $25 stipend to any worker who gets the COVID-19 shot. Trader Joe's plans to pay employees for 2 hours of work for each dose of the vaccine that they get. Dollar General will give up to 4 hours of pay up front. The CDC has recommended that grocery store workers be in the phase 2 group of the vaccine rollout.
So there's a new treat for meat lovers. Sonic Drive-In is joining forces with Slim Jim. Why not? Why not, right? The companies have created a new meat stick. It's the Sonic Chili Flavored Slim Jim. It has the taste of the Sonic's famous chili cheese dog and 11 grams of protein per stick. As of now, the chili cheese Cody Slim Jim will be available in just one size. Of course, why not? Slim Jim's monster size. If you want to try they're now available at retailers nationwide and of course at certain convenience stores. So enjoy it. It could be a great breakfast treat. I don't know. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
Partner.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana, and a big congratulations to the women of Indiana's basketball team. Not only are they, of course, celebrating a big win over their rivals against there in West Lafayette, but they're also ranked 18th in the country. That deserves a big shout out. The Hoosiers, they cruised to an easy 66-45 win over Purdue last night, beating the Boilers at Mackey Arena. Indiana led by Grace Berger's 22 points and 7 assists. The Hoosiers have now won 3 straight. They're back in action next Thursday against Michigan State up in East Lansing, and we wish them all the very best. Todd Clausen, your forecast on this TGIF.
Friday, Raphael, we're ending this week on this Friday with some rain and or snow showers. I'll show you the temperatures here on either side of me, and everybody's above freezing. That's good news. As you take to the roadways for your commute, we do have some rain and or snow showers moving through. They're basically quick passing rain and or snow showers that'll be with us really throughout the entire day, but with temperatures above freezing, for the most part, I think the roads may get wet, but they shouldn't slicken up all that much. The bigger issue as these snow showers intensify later on this afternoon will be visibility, which could be reduced very, very quickly. We'll talk more about these snow showers, have your latest news headlines and traffic coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.